Hello, mummies, friends, and family. Dumelang. My name is Buseleto, and I want to introduce something to this channel called Mum Days. So basically, Mum Days is going to be a day when I sit down and have a basic little session where I talk about some of the things that I've been experiencing regarding motherhood during this month. So I'll typically do this either right at the end of the month or just at the beginning of a new month, reflecting on the previous month. So as I record this, it is the 1st of March. It's a new month, so happy new month. And so I'll be reflecting on February. So before I get into the details of this video, let's get it started. So the month of February 2021, something actually happened mid-February, and this is what made me feel like, okay, maybe I should sit down sometimes and talk about this, because obviously motherhood is a community and sometimes we go through the same things, and we can encourage each other. Who knows, something I'm experiencing you're probably experiencing as well, and we can laugh about it or encourage each other and stuff like that. So what happened was, on the 15th, 16, somewhere there, of Feb, schools were opening. So Amo, my 11-year-old daughter currently, was going back to school and basically kickstarting her year. So what I do, or what we do as a family, is that because Amo takes a shuttle transport basically to school, we have decided as mom and dad to Amo that on the 1st of every year, we'll then drive her to school personally. So that's what we did. But talking about it, the week leading up to when she was supposed to go to school, I was like, oh, Ghana, I have to take you to school. It's the first day of school for this year. And she said to me, no, you don't have to take me to school. And I said, what do you even mean? And she said, no, I can take transport to Kishab. Or, I mean, now, I don't need to be taken to school anymore. And I thought, what? You're 11 years old and already you don't want me taking you to school. So obviously, typically on movies, sometimes we see how children don't want their moms to kiss them anymore when they drop them off at school. So I didn't expect that, and I never saw it coming, because to me, it was something that she also knows of, that, baby, I can only take you to school on the first day of every year. Sometimes, however, when she is playing sports, I do pick her up because I'm obviously there to watch her matches. But in terms of physically waking up every morning and taking her to school, logistically and financially, it makes sense that she takes transport rather than me taking her to school. So I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if you don't want me to take you. I'm still going to take you to school because it's also my thing, and I feel like just because she doesn't want it for now, maybe she's just going through a period or a phase, it doesn't mean that I'm truly not really supposed to do it. I know for sure I'm not overstepping her boundaries as to what she wants to be done in her life or not, but it's just a tradition that we've started, and I'd truly like to continue with it because we've been doing quite well over the past years that she's been to school. So eventually she makes peace with it and we do take her to school, but I wanted to vlog the day as well, but she was just not vibing. She didn't want to be on camera. She was just, a little offish, but happy to be going back to school, but didn't want me in her face and just being too much, being a mother, like, yeah, it's the best day of school, let's do this. She didn't want that at all. So I let her be, and I vlogged just a little teeny weeny bit, but not really much. So when we get to school, another thing is that we then get out of the car and we all go into the school together, and we go to wherever that they're meeting up on the day. They actually do allow this at her school, and they go into queues per grades, and then they tell them which classes they're going to be in, and then we sort of walk behind them as they're going to their new class, and I'm able to see where her new class is, where she's sitting, all of that fun stuff. And all the other parents do it, well, most of those who actually bring their kids to school on the first day of school. So I want to get off and take Miguel along, and girl is like, no, you guys don't have to get off the car. I'm fine. I know my way. I know the school. I was so hurt because I'm excited about it. It's a new year, it's a new grade. As a parent, it does kind of excite you. But okay, again, I make peace with that. And I say, okay, it's fine. I'm not going to walk you in. It's fine. You can walk into the school yourself. And I said, oh, but can we actually get a picture? Because that's another thing that we do. We take a picture for the first day of school. And she refused a picture. And I said, can we just go into the school just for a quick picture and then we leave you? She completely refused. I don't know. So we forcefully had to take a selfie in the car. Not the best picture of the other pictures from the other years, but I got something. But anyway, I just wanted to rant about it and just say my girl is growing up. She doesn't want me in her face anymore. And she's basically not interested in my life and my life involving her so much. So I basically have to go with her flow. Whatever she wants me to be involved in, that's what I'll be involved in. And if she doesn't want me to be involved, I need to learn to take a step back. Anyway, speaking about Amo, her boobs are growing. Her boobs are growing. And I'm really kind of sad about it. I do know that she is growing. She is a preteen, 11 years old now. And I think by that age, I obviously also had breasts as well. I was already wearing a bra, stuff like that, like a sports bra. But it saddens me because I have a love-hate relationship with my boobs because I believe I have very big boobs. So having big boobs meant that a lot of things were difficult for me. It was cute for the boys but I never liked it at all because, like I'm saying, it makes things difficult. It made things difficult for me. Playing sports wasn't as fun for me because boobs are there just doing their own thing. And Amo's a very sporty child. She plays sports. She loves it. She enjoys it. And so her boobs growing like this, and I feel like they're growing so quickly. It just saddens me because I really don't want her to experience the same issues that I experienced. Also in terms of clothes, struggling with clothes fitting well. For now, they're still fine. They do like match the rest of her body and they don't stick out as much. But I'm imagining when she gets to high school, because I remember for me as well, it started to be a bigger issue when I was around about grade 10, probably 11, where I really was feeling like they are standing out and they felt uncomfortable. And I always wanted to be wearing maybe a jersey or something just to hide them. And man, it's just not nice. It's not fun at all. So I'm kind of sad about that. And we were talking actually about Hufiela. So she's been asking me since last year to get her a broom and get her boobs khurbawa fiele, because culturally in black, I don't know if you know, but in black communities or black culture, black traditions, probably like a tradition for some families where they fiela your boobs, meaning they take a broom and they sweep your brooms. I know in other families what they also do, I've heard, is they use, if you have maybe an uncle or a sibling, but I think I could be wrong, it must be somebody who's younger than you, then they take the boys' underwear and they also brush off your boobs using that. So she's been asking me to do that for her, to get her a broom. I don't know how to do it, so I would obviously have to get my grandmother and ask my grandmother to do it to her. My grandmother is okay with that. We've spoken to her about it, but I just don't know where to get the broom. So I think if I go maybe to Bara, there are places. I just need to go and just make a day, really, truly, and hopefully feel them. I have also heard that when boobs are swept, it doesn't mean that when you grow up you will not have big boobs, but what it means is that they will they will hide a little bit while you're still young, so you can enjoy your younghood, and then as you grow up and out of your teenage years, they will still be what they were meant to be according to your genes. So if we can hide them a bit for now, for a few more years, I'd really be happy, and then they can come out and flourish again when she's older. But also I don't know if that's true. It could be a myth, obviously. What are they called? Old wives' tales kind of thing. But I remember wanting and wishing that my boobs were also feeled, swept. I don't know that if direct translation is actually the right way of saying it, but if the same thing was done for a while, when my boobs kept growing, I kept blaming it on that it's because nobody did this to me. That's why I have such big boobs. So I don't want to have regrets regarding her. I don't want her to blame me or feel like she really wanted me to do this for her, but I never did it. So if you know somebody who's done the sweeping thing and if it really worked, is it really true or not? But for some reason I believe in it, and I really want to make sure I get the broom as soon as possible. This new month, my goal is to get that broom for her and to take it to my grandmother and to have my grandmother sweep her. A thing I also don't know about, if you do know, please let me know. Is this something that you do repeatedly, or you just do it once off and then you're done with? Okay, speaking about my grandmother as well. So last month, in the month of February, I started to notice that my grandmother is, not to throw any shade to my grandmother or anything, I love her dearly, and she's extremely supportive towards me and my motherhood journey. But what I noticed is that she's starting to get overwhelmed with me bringing my kids to her. She absolutely loves having my daughter over, but whenever it's all three of them at the same time, she gets overwhelmed. And I'm that person that says, I just say, buy one, get two free. So if you want Amo to visit you, you're gonna get two free. I'm also going to bring Khosi and Moahi. So it's just a thing. So Amo spends a lot of time at my grandmother's house, but also some weekends when I feel like being alone. I think I've spoken about this before. I have come to an age where I'm not afraid or I'm not shy to ask for help from my family members, especially my grandmother, because she's the one who lives closest to me. And I know that she does enjoy company and having certain people come and, be with her. So I generally am not afraid to ask my grandmother to babysit for me, even if I'm not going anywhere, even if I just want to be at home and catch up on some cleaning or some resting. I ask her. So I started to notice that she's getting uncomfortable because she's overwhelmed, because my youngest kids, Jose and Moahi, are at an age where they fight a lot. They are 5 and 2 years old. So they quarrel and fight a lot. So I think I'm reaching a stage where I'm going to have to turn down the volume on asking her for help and just sort of gauge her flow and see how she feels. If she really is not okay with me bringing them, because she cannot say no, I'm going to have to read her reactions, and I'm going to have to ask her maybe a week in advance, because sometimes I can ask her today, like what I did this weekend. I spoke to her on Friday and then saying I'm going to bring them on Saturday. And I could tell she's uneasy, but I also didn't want to impose on her to say, King, you don't want my kids to come, because obviously that would also make her uncomfortable. And I know her being the type of person that she is, she really does want to help out. She really does want to be supportive to me regarding my children, so that I also have free time. And she understands my children also, and she knows the hyperness of my children. So basically she understands that I need some time out every now and then, and she, I believe, wants to be of help to me. So, nonetheless, this weekend I took them, and because I wanted to spend time by myself, it was a weekend, it's month end. I just felt like I needed something to help me break the month, so that I come into March with good energy, feeling really well rested, having written down some of the things that I want to do or finish up or catch up on in this month. And so I asked her to take care of the kids. Initially, I didn't have any plans, but on Saturday night, I made plans. So I took the kids. Amo was there already, but I took Moahi and Khosi on Saturday mid-morning, and I ended up spending my Saturday peacefully by myself, editing a video, doing a little bit of that, cleaning out my fridge. Sound like an old woman, but just doing little things that felt somewhat therapeutic to me or felt like what I wanted. So obviously as mothers, it's always go, 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 especially if you are a hands-on mother. And I really felt like I needed that break. And then on Saturday afternoon, I made plans to see a friend of mine the following day. So yesterday, which was Sunday, I spent a really good time with my friends. We went out for lunch and we went and visited another friend and we hung out. We did things, we've been friends from varsity, so we did things that we used to do back in varsity. We watched a movie because we studied film in school. It was so nice to just hang out with them and critique the movie. And it was Sunday, so it was, when we arrived, it was just after lunchtime. And my friend was cooking. We helped her cook. It just felt so homely and so good and so genuine and refreshing. And I feel like it was the best way for me to close off my month, having good conversation with good friends, talking about things that are close to our hearts and very important to us. And it's also my friend's birthday this month, so me and the other friend, we decided to go and give her an early gift because we won't be able to see her on the day of her birthday. So it felt really good to also do something nice for someone. But also my friend did take me out for lunch, even though I suggested it. So it was nice to also be taken out by my friend and just, just be out there, because I don't do that very often because kids have a COVID. I'm one of those people who have a major fear of COVID because I did have COVID. I did get it and I thought I was dying. I said my final prayers. I fought for my life, literally in all of me. And so I've been afraid of COVID. I got it last year, so I've been so afraid. So I literally don't go anywhere. The only place I go is taking the kids to preschool, going to the mall to buy groceries, and I'm done. That's it. And then I'm at home. That is literally my life. And going out yesterday, I did go out once. Sometime earlier in Feb, I did go out once to a restaurant. But it was a restaurant that's sort of secluded. So yesterday we went to like a bigger mall. We went to Clearwater Mall. And it was so full. And I saw kids playing in those jungle gym things, like at Spur, that play area, or some play areas are like in the middle of the mall randomly. I saw children play there and I was like, my children have been stuck with me in the house. I know we have to be precautious and take really good care of ourselves, but I also feel like I've deprived them so much because of my fear. And literally since last year, my children don't go anywhere. The only places they go to is if they're visiting family and at their homes for a few days or weeks. But going out, my children, I have not taken them to restaurants. I have not done stuff for them. It's always buying food and bringing it home and having little picnics either inside the house or outside in the yard. So, yeah, I need to wrap up. This video is taking long, but that is basically some of the stuff that I'm figuring out and have learned or seen during the month of February. And I really think that also another thing that I want to do is take them out during the month of March. I'll still have to figure out where. I'm still not comfortable with taking them to like a major big mall, because I think Moach is just gonna lick that playground and out. Over and above, it has been a fairly average month. Nothing great has happened, but also nothing terrible has happened. And that is how I wrap up my mom days for February. If there's anything that you relate to, please let me know. Let's have a little laugh about it, and let's encourage each other. Or if you feel like I'm wrong and I shouldn't be taking my kids to restaurants, I should stick to the way we've been doing life, I'd like to hear a perspective, because sometimes I don't know if my decisions are selfish and not considering my kids. Anyway, thank you a lot for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. Love you all so much. Mwah. Bye.